Well, let's move on to our last segment for tonight. We are going to do our sealed discussion on here. So hopefully you all are prepared for it. Alex is really, we got to ask Alex. Alex, are you prepared for our sealed discussion?
I never am.
You never have. All right. I think Sam's computer died, so don't know where he went, but I'm going to guess his computer died.
Well, he also had to leave, right? Said he only got not an insane amount of time, so.
All right, so we are on to our Lawless in Time pre-release guide. My new favorite pre-release leader is the graphic for this one. So I actually love the showcase. I wish they would release the showcase art just as an image for me. That's what I'm going to do. After this, I'm messaging my group to see if somebody can strip that out for me in a high res image. So what I wanted to do, just to kind of begin with, is I want to go over, and I think we should probably do this every time we do like a pre-release guide or a sealed type guide, is like, let's go over the ratios. Cause I think like we always talk every time about like legendaries and rares and blah, blah, blah. So this time we're going to start with leaders and then go to commons and uncommons and work our way up. That's what we're going to do. Whether Alex likes it or not, I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing. And I want to just cause I want to make sure that we talk through some of those to help people as you're preparing for your pre-release event. I will say, I believe like if you have the opportunity to go to a pre-release event for this set, you 100% should absolutely do it. Like this set is going to be off the charts for a pre-release. And I'm actually sad we don't get sealed. We're not going to have like sealed competitive events. And I don't know, Alex, maybe we should talk with Excel or somebody, and maybe we should see if we can build like some sort of like, I don't know, like Carbonite box giveaway event where we build like a sealed event that people can go to. Cause I think this set is going to be very, very, very seal friendly, like more than I originally thought. So anyway, as you can see, inside of a pack that has, 16 cards in it, you're obviously going to get your leader. I don't care. Ignore the showcase numbers. Who cares about those? That is outdated a little bit. I don't think it's 1 in 288 packs anymore.
Are you sure? I don't think they changed it for regular boxes.
Did they not? Okay. I don't remember. I just know for me, the hyperspace and showcase piece, I don't care about that. I only care about like the cards you're going to get. So 1 in 8 packs, you're going to get like a Han Solo legendary. You're going to get 9 commons and a booster, 3 uncommons. You get 1 rare. And then you're going to also have the 2 hyperspace cards, right? So it could be an uncommon, a common, a like this and that. And I think the bigger thing is like your rare legendary spot is contested, right? And so like if you get 6 packs, the most you're going to get is 6 rares or 6 legendaries, which we all know you're not getting 6 legendaries. Like we know that's not going to happen. You're gonna get 6 rares. That's what's gonna happen. At least for Alex and I's, we never get legendaries.
It's like, yeah, well, yes, that's true. But like mathematically, it's like roughly like it's like 5 or it's like 5.5 rares because they can come in other slots with the card before and after, and then like 1 legendary typically.
Yeah. So I think that's like I don't want to spend a year having this conversation, but I think this is important. These are important numbers to know because as you're going through and building your pre-release deck, like understanding what you're going to get is probably more important. And I will tote this site, the Protect the Pod. We are going to be running some stuff. I have some stuff already planned to talk through pre-release and sealed for a Patreon for it. Like I would highly encourage you check out Protect the Pod for this set. They aren't 100%. I think they just finally added all the cards to it, but I'm telling you right now, it is a great resource to do. And the best part is going to be I'm going to make JJ do a Patreon episode with me where he gets to talk through it, and then I get to yell at him every time I think he's incorrect on a card. And then we're going to build it. I'm going to build the deck, and then we're going to play each other and see who wins. That's what's going to happen. Hopefully it's JJ. That way I'm wrong. So I took Alex's numbers, and we'll look at Alex's the numbers in a minute. But I thought, would it be fun to see how many cards Alex thinks are good in this set for sealed versus okay or bad? And so I did. I did not break it down by color because I found out with
That's
multicolors,
really
it's not worth it this set. And I'm done playing that color game. I'm done. Like Alex and I actually did. We used to talk about like which color would be better, like which one had more cards in it. I don't know what to do this set, so I'm gonna kind of just go whoop and toss that portion of the discussion out.
For a couple of the sets, like there wasn't an even amount of like rares for every color and stuff like that, so that would like actually affect your pool.
Yeah, like
I'm not sure if we ever put that on tape, but like
no, we did. We talked about we talked about that last set. Last set was the first set we actually dove into that. We actually talked a little bit about it in our pre-release video. Because we were talking about yellow and why, and last set yellow felt a little underwhelming.
No, Legends yellow was terrible.
Like he's just like, what do you do here? But
no, it's like half events and they're not impactful enough.
Yeah, if I was smart, I would have put percentages to these two, but I did not think to do that. Because I'm a guy that likes percentages, so I don't, somebody slap me in the face next time. But as you can see, Alex actually thinks there's 46 good commons, 7 good leaders, 11 good legendaries, which we're going to talk about that. I think
they made the legendaries pretty good in these sets now.
We are going to talk about that. Maybe we should do a legendary ranking next week. Maybe we could do that. That might be fun. I don't think we've done that in forever, have we? No, we haven't. I know we haven't.
Not. No, like for Premiere or for like Sealed.
For Premiere,
those are dramatically different.
Yeah, it would be Premiere. We're already ranking. You're ranking. I don't need to rank them, and it's inconsequential to rank them for Sealed, right? Because if we're going to rank something, we would rank commons and uncommons. So anyway, so as you can kind of see here, Alex is definitely 20% favorable for the good over the probably, and almost 50% favorable over the bad. So I would say Alex has given this set an A+, or maybe not an A+. Let's give the set.
I think it's a really good
an
Sealed
A
pool.
Yeah, we'll give it an A for Sealed. So let's talk leader. Let's start there. And JJ's been very quiet, so I'm going to make JJ talk a little bit because JJ, I know you can see the numbers, but tell me what is the leader you're most excited to actually play in pre-release this set, and why?
Man, I'm really hoping that I get Saul Guerrera, honestly, because I really want to build a really good like aggro Saul Guerrera list, with the caveat of doing it without all the aspects. Now, granted, it's probably not going to be great in
You
Sealed.
have 3 aspects, JJ. That's the best part about it.
Yeah, but no heroic, unfortunately. But outside of Sealed, there's so many cards that I want to build with Saul Guerrera that I just really, really hope that I get lucky and pull Saul for my pre-release.
He is a rare, but
yeah.
I think he'll be a little bit harder to get, but yeah, I don't think it's impossible. I mean, we saw rares show up. I actually kind of wish they had given us Saw in the pre-constructed decks that they had. Like that would have been a fun pre-constructed.
It would have been
deck.
pretty interesting if they did like Saw and Tobias for the pre-cons.
Yes. Oh man, that would have been spicy, dude. Oh, I love that so much. Look, I'm excited again.
But then you wouldn't like get him in like the limited pool, right? Unless you pulled a showcase. So that's probably why they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, if I could get a showcase Saul, that would be just totes telling, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. Make sure you save your showcases. If I pull a showcase Saw, I'm sure we can make a trade somehow.
Okay.
I'm not excited to play him in Premiere as you are. Like I think he's fine in Premiere. We'll do our leader rankings next week because we haven't done them yet. I don't. But like again, I play mostly villain stuff. That's where my niche lies, and yeah. So anyway, so Alex rated Saw Gerrera, Agent Callus, Aura Singh, Vel, and I'm not going to say her last name.
Sartha?
Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen the media, but like
Vel Sartha. No, you're right on the money.
Saboba, Jabba the Hutts, and Lando Calrissian as his probably good. Probably okay is Jin, Director Krennic, Hera, Chewie. Oh, sad day for Chewie. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Your own stuff seems kind of rough and Sealed.
It does. Enfys Nest. In the bad is Tobias Beckett. We definitely need to come back to that and have that conversation in a minute. Boba Fett, Leia Organa, Vader, the Client, and Han Solo. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about the probably. Let's start off with the probably
You want the
bad.
justifications for
Yep.
all these things?
Like, not tons. Like, I don't need you to spend 20 minutes having this conversation.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But like, okay, so Boba Fett, I know, right? Because there's not a ton of
A
underworld,
very
right?
limited number of bounty hunters. Yep.
Great, got that one. That's easy. Leia, I'm not quite sure on. I just don't think she's very good.
+1 for each different aspects, but
Yeah.
like you tend to make your desk like it really depends on how many like rainbow you're putting down, and you're probably building a deck with like 2 different colors and not building around Leia, which means to me it's probably bad.
And Vader,
And her flip turn's not terribly impressive. I don't think Vader's ability with I don't think you could build a very good Vader deck out of this pool because he requires very specific cards, like things like the blaster when it gets discarded to like put it back, right? And his ability's not terribly impactful because you are, and also like you might actually just run out of cards at a 30 card deck if you're using his ability.
Yeah, that's fair.
But his flip turn's really good. You're probably not going to dump your whole hand though, unless you're like winning for game. I mean, the Client, you think just exhausting things isn't particularly great, and then also requires token generation, which is probably a little bit iffy for the seal pool. Han Solo, I don't think is impactful enough, and also like blowing up your own tokens is probably not good with the sealed pool, which leaves me to Tobias. I if I gave like stars to put him between these for leaders, I'd have him between bad and okay. I just 3 card pools is great. His ability to like give your opponent units is not that good in sealed because you like the whole payoff is that you drop like these gigantic bombs like on his flip turn, and you'd have to get the bombs in a color that's like playable with him, and 2 like also give your opponent units, and like these units aren't, it's not the corporate defense shuttle, right, where it just doesn't attack. It's probably something that they can actually make use of. So I don't like giving your opponent more things to kill me for getting a floating resource kind of thing. That's my justification.
fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know. I kind of feel Tobias belongs in the probably okay category.
Yeah, he was the toughest one for me. I feel like he's like right between both. Like if you have like a sick blue, yellow, and like red pool, you get a lot of versatility off of that. But also you do lose out on heroic and villainy aspects.
Yeah, and like, and not to give too much away, but the probably okay. Like I almost kind of feel like that and Krennic swap, and I only say that because I don't like because it's the same thing with blowing your own stuff up. Like Tobias is giving it to them, which sucks, and Krennic's blowing his stuff up. If Krennic could draw a card,
sure.
if we had Palpatine, mate, I don't know what to say, but if we had Palpatine here,
there is a difference between I'm giving you this unit that can attack me for a credit, and then like I'm just defeating my own unit for a credit.
True. Yes.
Right, but I guess I'll talk about Krennic now. I think his leader flip turn is impactful enough to get you back into the game to put him in the okay category.
Yeah.
Just because you can like they have some pretty like chunky overstated units, like just vanilla like beat stick stat stick units that like are pretty good with him. So that's mostly like my justification for like why he would be in like the okay tier, because you actually do have like some just like, oh, this guy's like a 4 for 3 or whatever, right? Or it's not quite that, but a lot of them's just like, oh, this is just kind of this is a 4/6 for 4 guy. That's all that exists, but like I think the flip turn is pretty good. And like I guess if you like think your opponent is just gonna kill your unit and you can afford the health, you can just kill it for the credit.
And that's true, and because it doesn't cost you anything to do it,
Right.
I kind of agree with you on Chewbacca in the fact that like I
Blowing-
don't.
setting yourself behind on resources is kind of rough, but he's flip.
But that's it. You only
So-
get them once though. What's that,
You get
JJ?
every leader once.
Yeah, so for me, I kind of had Chewie in the probably bad part because I think he's just too draw dependent at that point, right? Because obviously you're sacrificing your resources for it, and and if you're ending up with two high cost cards in your deck, and granted that really depends on how you're building Chewie's deck. You really want to build it low to the ground, but if you end up doing it too early, where you kind of sacrifice your momentum to use Shui's ability, then it's really hard to recover from that, especially when you start like facing off against like Krennic or Hera that can really like take advantage of like what they can do with their ability to play units and be effective on what they can do. So for me, like Chewie just feels just really luck dependent on the draw. So for me, I feel like that puts it more towards the bad category for me.
Yeah, to me, it's like if you're playing Chewbacca, you're probably not using his ability too much, but he's still a 5/6 that comes out on 4, which
That is
is
nice.
really impactful. And then if you do end up defeating some resources, you can at least like do damage to their units and get a credit out of it. So like you can, kind of like control a little bit of their board and also have like a minor payoff. But also he's just a 5/6 that comes out on 4, and I think that's pretty impactful because aggro tends to be really good and sealed.
Yeah, and I the only okay, so the only downside I will say that you have to pay for resources for him. So that's your unit for the
That
turn.
is your flip turn, yeah.
So it's not like when we said a leader can't come out multiple times, you are incorrect. There is leaders that can come out multiple times. There's 2 of them. Not in this set.
Yeah, I was referencing this set.
I'm just saying that they exist.
Yes, I have played Trench
Alex.
Tanner, believe it or not.
Have you played Bail Organa too, baby?
Very much so. A lot.
Mhm.
I've played both of those leaders quite extensively.
But
anyways.
so I'm in the JJ boat. Like I feel Chewbacca is probably bad, but I will say if you do get a decent like pool where you have a lot of 3 and 4 drops that are impactful, and we'll talk about some of those in a few minutes. But if you get a lot of them, then he's playable. So like, but I'm also in the same boat that like Jin, Hera, and Enfys Nest. Like I know why they're here is because if you don't get the pool for them, their leader abilities are just ineffective. I will say Hera is going to be out of the 3 of those. Hera will have the easiest time playing, and Hera floats that okay and good line. Like I really genuinely think she does, especially if you get a good pool.
But also, like, you have to be very careful with deck building around Hera if you're putting too many out of aspect cards and you don't have the 2 units, you are just drawing bricks.
Yes.
Which is why it's like, I would like a leader that kind of functions kind of thing.
Yes. And if you put too many, gray cards in, right? Like, yeah, you could afford these cheap gray cards, but they don't do anything.
And like Enfys is fine. Because, like, I think Enfys as, like, a later, like, when you can actually afford the 2 resources, the double the on-attacks is pretty good, but you need a lot of on-attack stuff. And there's a fair bit, but, like, it's not... 3/7 on flip is not great for, like, what you're trying to do if you're trying to rush and aggro people down. So that's my justification for okay. And Jin Urso, it's making sure you have enough rebels in your pool. And with her being rare... it kind of gets you have to compound lock.
Yeah. In terms of you're probably good, I mean, so we know Saw's good because you get 3 colors, and it doesn't matter if you get
and
here.
You swing up.
Yeah.
It's the Anakin thing from Twilight and Seal.
Exactly.
You swing up, and also you have 3 colors, which seems really, really strong.
And yes, you're defeating your own units, but who cares? Like, I mean, we learned in Twilight that Maul and Anakin were like very, very good for what they could do.
Yeah, and you get overwhelmed with it too. So like you like trade up and also get some payoff, which is crazy.
Yeah, they combined those 2 leaders into one and said, "Oh, by the way, you can't have villain or hero." But don't worry, folks. We're going to create a whole bunch of like dual color cards that work with this guy that are commons and uncommons that you can play with it. So here you go. And you're going to get a base that allows you to at least once per game play like another color. So you can have a 4-color.
You can put a Luke in there
if you want. Yeah. Like what? What? Why? Well,
I mean, the base itself, reminder, it doesn't get rid of the heroic or villainy aspect. So you still, if you're putting a villainy out of aspect, or heroic or villainy out of aspect, you do have to pay the extra. But if you're like a red, green, blue, you can put like a blue, yellow, like if you had like Finn or something, or some really good card from there.
Yeah. That's what, like, I think he is one of the top cards to watch for in sealed right now. I think
that is my initial impression. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't played with him yet, but we talked about Leia earlier in the podcast, right? Where Leia is not S tier, but is very good if you get the correct pool. I think Saw's the same way. Like if you don't get a lot of red green stuff, okay.
Yeah, don't play him. Right? Like,
don't play him then. But if you get red green, he's good. Now, the saving grace is he is a rare, so we should see a lot less of him, which will suck if you do get him. You'll probably win. If you don't
like
get
Sabe
him,
of this set, right?
Yes. Exactly. Except for like how many of those people played Sabe when they were playing late. Like
who knows?
Whatever. Like that crap drives me nuts because I think Sabe beats Leia. Just personally, sorry. Like I just really genuinely think it does. But the other interesting one, like, so I agree with you on Val, like, and I agree with you on Jabba. I think both of those are like,
like Val, like giving experience, messing with the math, incredible and limited. And see Leia, see Obi-Wan, right? Giving a credit to your tokens, or giving a credit token to your opponent, not ideal, but like it's free to give experience to your stuff, which is very strong.
So can we like pause right there? Because I've actually been playing Vel, like, which is weird because I don't play Hero. I've actually been playing her, and I very much enjoy her. Like, I've only been playing Premiere with her, like testing Premiere, but I have found that giving the resource has only negatively impacted me on a smaller amount. So, for example, when we hit later game, if I'm not careful, they could play some stuff I don't want them to play. But I have found they don't almost ever have enough cards in hand to actually play how many damn resources I gave them. So, like, which makes sense, right? That actually makes a lot of sense because this game is designed around being able to afford most of what you have. What's the probability they're going to have 1 million bombs? In Sealed, feels like it's going to compound, right?
Yes.
Because you get, 2 bombs, maybe 3 if you're lucky, 4 if you have a great day.
Yeah.
You're going to play cards you don't have?
I would trade an experience token on one of my units for a credit token the majority of the time.
I'm
just like, this is just really good.
It doesn't even cost you anything. Like, that's even the worst part about this. Like, they cost you zero.
One floating resource.
Who cares?
But there's also cards in blue that just kill them or negate them entirely, which is even better.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is why I considered that for also being really good. Going on like Agent Callus, play whatever best cards you have. Seems very straightforward. The versatility out of that's kind of wild. Aura, there's a lot of, again, it messes with the math, right? There's plenty of times where something will just have 1 health and you're just like, cool, it's dead now.
Yes,
like you can manufacture it. There's a couple like minus cards in this set. But you can just do that with most of your units. Saboba, it doesn't, in Sealed, like your deck quality isn't that great, right? So it doesn't really matter that you're dumping a card off the top of your deck unless you're running out of cards. But you're probably not because you're trying to aggro with Saboba, and giving raid 1 to a unit's pretty good for essentially free. Jabba, I think, is really good just because you can recycle your cards. And then also picking them up for extra credits is nice. And then Lando, I think it's very easy to construct a deck around you dumping one of your cards with Lando and just having the credits so you can play bigger stuff on his flip turn.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also like the yellow hero pool in this.
Yeah. And I agree. I agree with you. I think the Saboba one out of all of those is probably the one that's going to be the hardest. But I do agree. Like, I mean, you're getting extra raid, and so
really good and limited, and he comes on 4.
Yep, exactly. And so if you get enough stuff to be aggro plus that, and you can add a few extra of those crappy cards in that you don't care about, if you need a few extra cards, I will tell you, like when I played like last set and I was very worried about Sabay and I was building 32 and 33 card decks, it never mattered. It genuinely actually, I mean, like I always overbuild, so whatever, that's just Tanner. I'm like it's like when JJ wants to put one-offs like for 50% of his deck. I'm the guy that always just plays more cards in my deck than I should ever. Like, you have an aggro deck, Tanner's got 52 cards. That's what he has. Like, it doesn't matter. You're playing Sabay, you don't need 52. No, I do. I want my 52nd card. Thank you. So I don't know. Like, I think Saboba will be good if you get it, but like again, like I think Saboba will be easier to play with different pools than like Saw is. Like, I think Saw will struggle more in different pools if you don't get like red green stuff is good, right? But Saboba, because you can pair him with other things, I think Saboba, there's enough yellow cards, I think, this time.
Yeah, there's actually a lot less like heroic and villainy aspect cards than you would expect.
Yes. So let's move on. I guess I'll ask you, JJ, did you have any comments on the leaders before? I think we've talked about them, but do you have anything else you want to talk about before we move on?
I mean, honestly, for me, like it feels like, you know, with the advent of Eternal format and all the new formats that we have on there, like the power balance is going to be difficult to gauge unless you're dedicating yourself to that particular format. Like, if you look at the rankings of these leaders in its current, like, you know, with the current set, right, with everything that's been rotated out and everything, these look good. But if you're playing Eternal format, then all of a sudden, like, they don't feel quite as impactful. So it's just really interesting to see like what will eventually develop out of all the different variations for the various rule sets that will come out for it, and see what comes out on top. I hope that we do get a really good shake up in the meta for sure.
All right, well, let's move on to the special cards. I think this is kind of easy because these are the ones that aren't going to really, like, if you get them, congrats.
Right. Like, these would typically be like what used to be like the foil cards at the back of the pack were basically the only ones you'd get for them, right? So they're not common.
Yeah, I think Lando, hands down, is probably out of all of those cards is the best. I disagree with you a little bit on Leia's disguise. I think that's probably okay.
It's the plus two for 2. That's all it is.
I know. I like it. But anyway, I think Lando has the best value. Like, I would actually, if you get Lando, you should immediately be looking at your blue pool at that point. Like, that's what you should be looking at, because I think Lando can be very impactful for what you have. R2D2's good.
R2D2's really good too.
Yeah. But I just think Lando's better, though. I'm sorry. Like, I just think, like, if we had to put these two in the probably good, we have one on top and one farther down. Yeah, Lando is actually one of my favorite cards right now, which is weird. I shouldn't say that, but it is.
And like the Sarlacc, I think is fine. It's a bomb. It can help put cards back into your deck, I guess, if that's a concern for you, while doling out power. Just got to get the 8. Han Solo, I think, is a fine, like, first turn play. But other than that, I don't really, like, I'm not investing the time to, like, make this guy a lot better.
Yeah.
And also, if you're going to go against Aura, that's just, like, an immediate resource because she just kills it when you play it.
Yep. It's just hilarious, by the way.
And I have Salacious Chrome in the probably okay. I think Salacious Chrome is incredible if you're playing Java Leader. And then it is a 0-2 raid 2 for 1, which is okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're playing Java, you should definitely put your Salacious Crumb in there because that's wild.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I like Salacious Crumb, but I'm also a little bit biased. Like, I think you could play him in Boba Fett too, right? Like, if you did have, well, he's on a bounty hunter, so no, you can't play him in Boba. So I guess really he only makes sense in Java. I don't know. I still like him. I probably would include him if I had him. but you're not gonna. You're
he's
probably
a
not
low
getting
drop.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. The Great Pit of Carcoon is the base that lets you get the Sarlacc of Carcoon. You don't lose any health. So, like, if you have the Great Pit of Carcoon and also the Sarlacc Pit, you just play both. If you are playing green
Mhm.
base, because you could just fetch it. But other than that, it's not worth playing. Obviously, if you don't have the Sarlacc Pit. And then I have Malakili between things. I don't think the creatures being Underworld is particularly impactful unless you're playing Jabba, but he's still a 2/4/4/2.
He's okay.
Right.
Yeah, he's okay. Really wish he would have been neutral just so I can play him with Kanan.
No, we're talking pre-release here, JJ.
I know.
Not premiere, Dan.
I know.
Yeah. So that's my justifications on the specials.
I think we can move on. I don't think those are whatever. The probability we get those is very low. All right, so now I want to talk commons, and I will take the critique with a grain of salt, or not with a grain of salt, but with like on the chin. I was critiqued that I did not go over commons last time we did this. So let's go through the commons, and we don't have to like go card by card, right? Like the reason we didn't do it is because like it's very overwhelming.
We publish this document.
Yeah.
Right. So you just sit here and list off 70 things.
Yeah. So I don't think I think let's talk about maybe some of the standouts, right? Like I think Kill Switch, right, for example, because that's neutral, is like a huge standout. Like Perilous Position was better because it was, a -2/-2. But this costs one less, so you can play this turn 2 and still play another unit if you want, if you have one drop, right? Or if you have something that costs 1, you can play
or
that.
made a credit.
Or make a credit.
Right?
Yeah. So I just, like, when we talk through these, like that's a great one. Like, I think one of the things we talked about last time is like that lurking snub fighter, right? We talked about it, and then we kind of put that in the okay. And after we started playing, we're like, no, that's actually, if you're playing yellow villain, you play this card. If you're playing yellow, you sometimes even consider putting this in because it's a plot card that when your leader flips, yeah, that's your whole turn, but you stop whatever they're doing. I kind of feel Kill Switch is like that. Like if you have like you could play that off aspect. I think like I kind of think that that's a card you include off aspect even because the worst is you resource it and you don't ever use it, right? But
the worst is it could have been anything better and more useful at that time.
Sure, but if you don't have anything, I mean,
sure, like if you're struggling, get up 30, I guess.
I don't know. What are some of the other bigger call-outs, like some of the other ones that you feel are like
the commons, the dual aspect commons are all okay or better, in my opinion. I think they're pretty solid. Like the Leppy Lookout, granted, if they're playing Aura, don't do that, but it's a 3/1 shielded overwhelm, right? Very solid first turn play. I think, like the Bith Brute, it's an okay, but it's like a 4/3 Sentinel Saboteur. Sentinels are usually pretty good in limited. So definitely like look to see if you have some of these. Like I think the other okay one was the 3/4 Sentinel Grit guy because he cost 4, but like a lot of them, like that's the 3/2 Restore 1 Saboteur for 2 is a nice starting point. I like the Restore. I like the higher attack stat. The red yellow one, the Sullustan Sapper, is a 4/2 ambush overwhelm for 3.
Yep. Welcome.
Like, that is clearing fields.
We'll take that every day of the week. Thank you.
Yeah. So like definitely like and like the blue villainy, or sorry, the blue yellow one is a 2/3 raid 1 restore 1 for 2. I think that's probably the best out of them. But like definitely if you open like common dual aspect cards, definitely look to see if you can just build decks around them, because I think by and large they're all just like really solid plays.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I think that's partially because of how the set's built, right? But I think it's also because they allow it to have the stats, and when we talk about like stat costs and different things like that, I think it allows it to have a little bit more, because in Premiere, it's a little bit harder to play that if you're not playing that color suite, right? I I think the other standout is, what are you looking for? You're looking for overwhelm is the first thing, right? We're looking for anything that has overwhelm, and we're looking for things that have shields. Like Black Sun Patroller is a great
It's
thing.
sticky.
It sits there. It doesn't go anywhere. Like that. That's actually one of my favorite things. The Weak Way Pirate, which is hilarious. We got another Weak Way Pirate. Like, they don't look the same. By the way, they don't look the same. I just want to make sure that, like, whoever did the artwork, you could have just used the damn artwork again. Like, anyway, that's a saboteur, right? Like, I get that if you play it with no resources, you get a benefit.
Yep.
But it's just saboteur. It's a
2/3 for 2 saboteur underworld. And also, if you happen to just pay it with, credits or whatever, it's a 3/4 for 2. Well, for 3 with saboteur. Well, no. It's still a 3/4 for 2. You just have to pay for credits, so it's. Yeah, like actually they have basically like a one drop that is just like, hey, you can pay 1 extra and it does a thing. Like, those are pretty solid too. Like the Rookie Rocket Jumper in yellow is the 2/1, pay an extra 1, it's a shielded. So it's a 2/1 for 2 shielded unit, which don't play it against aura, but like is like a solid starting one. You tend to look for things. Actually, overwhelm for me. I tend to look for things like ambush and sentinel. Anything that like impacts the board when I play it tends to be very good for limited. It's just I'm sorry, there's like so many things I can like talk about for this. I mean, like, Lost and Forgotten is a common, by the way, Tanner. I'm not sure if you noticed that.
I did not know it was a common, but yes.
Yep, just the 6 cost, defeat anything, heal 3 in blue. I would kind of be looking to play blue if I got that, because like there's not an insane amount of removal, and also it heals you.
Yeah,
it's like Cavern Angel's X-Wing is fantastic too. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say, so okay. I love that card, just so you know. Like, it's like, here, let me give you Vanquish on steroids. Right. Like, I don't think it's quite as good as like, I don't think it's as good as like my Vigilance, because I got to mill people. But it's amazing. Like, when we played set 2, I think a lot of us, me specifically, didn't quite understand how removal worked, because we didn't have that portion of it as much in set 1, right? In the same fashion. And when I played in some of the beginning, parts of pre-release in set 2, I underestimated Fell the Dragon and Rivals Fall like nobody's business, and regret it. That card, I would if that card had come out last set, I would be playing that in my removal, hands down.
Yeah.
Just period.
Yeah.
Heal and remove is very good. But also, like, cards to look out for in green, right? Like, you get the Expendable Mercenaries that, when defeated, just resource them. Those are common, which is another reason why I put Krennic in OK, which is nice. The Beach Patrol AT Walker, that's a bomb. It's an 8/9 overwhelm for 8. You got Haymaker in green as well. Give an experience token to your unit and then do damage equal to its power in that arena. Like, that's also removal and buffing. So, like, I'm very excited for, like, those things. You got a lot of, like, overstated units on the heroic side for green. Like, the Wookiee's a 2/4 for 2. But you also have, like, the 4/4 for 3. They got their own, like, Knights of Ren. So, like, if you just need, like, stat sticks, that's, like, you got them in green. And then, like, the red, the red burn cards are nice. You got a 2/2 for 1 raid 1 guy in red, which is really good. The Storm Raider.
Which, by the way, like, JJ, we can play Nihil stuff. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, why I didn't get a Nihil leader. Where is my Martian Row? Damn it. Give me a Martian Row leader, FFG.
Yeah, Martian Row.
And you got the Nihil, the yellow guy, the 2/2, he's hidden. 2/2 for 1 hidden. Like, I think a lot of them have, like, very good early turn plays. For yellow heroic, you had like the Wookiee Gorilla. It's a 2/4 hidden raid 2 for 3.
Yep.
That's just value.
Let me put this down. You have to claim where I get to swing in.
I got to say,
that 4 damage to kill it.
For me, I'm really excited mainly because I'm a JTL Vader fan. There's a lot of these common units. I'm gonna name out particularly the Partisan U-wing, being able to create credits whenever you lose a unit. Like I feel like that is particularly strong, especially if you're trying to build towards like a much bigger unit. The Houndstooth is also really good for Vader as well if you're running blue with Vader as well. There's also a lot of some of these common like cheap units that you can play out with Vader that will you can kind of mix and match depending on what version of Vader you're looking to go. I think that these are like really nice options that are adding onto the arsenal for JTL Vader. That's my bit for that.
Fair enough. I will say the one the one B-wing skirmisher that you have in the OK, I actually think is in the good. Like I actually think if you're able to run Red Hero, that's a good card. And I only say this because we don't get a ton of space units all the time, right? And the fact that it gets to be able to do damage to space units when it's played, and it's a 4/4 for 4. Like, yeah, okay, it's not 2-for-1ing anything, but it's like when we had the IG 2000 ship. This one is only doing space units. I get it,
Yeah,
but
that's kind of why I'm just like, well, it's a 4/4 for 4 in space, which isn't great.
I know, but if you go back and watch the Secrets of Power from last weekend, you will actually see a lot of the top players are like mixing around and putting more space units than we see usually in pre-release, right?
Oh yeah, I mean like space things, like space strategy is always like pretty decent generally in limited. I think it's an okay unit. There's other space units that I like. I don't know. It's hard to like evaluate that, right? It depends on kind of your pool. If you like, it's not a bad space unit by any means, which is why I think it's just probably okay. If you don't have a lot of space, definitely include it in your deck.
Yeah, I also really like that Haxim Aggressor too, because it's a 2/2 with Raid 2 as well. Like I really genuinely think that's a really good unit just for turn 1. And I know it only has 2 health, but whatever.
That was my main. If you don't have the initiative,
yep, it feels bad.
That's the that's the issue.
So why did you put a star by unmarked credits? There, let's ask that question.
The stars are between tiers.
Okay.
Yeah, so unmarked credits, I think like there's frequently times in like sealed pools that you just have like one resource left over. Unmarked credits incredible for that, right? Because you just get a resource that you can defer for later. But like you're not gonna, I don't know if you have other cards to include. I think it's better than like, well, I pay one to get one kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But if you have like a lot of weird numbers, like a lot of like even cards and not a lot of odd cards, like include that in there because you fill the gaps in your resources.
Yep. I will say based on like looking just at your commons, green seems to be one of the higher ranked ones out of all of them this set for commons. Again, we're not cross pool, blah, 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 blah.
Sure. Yeah.
But for commons, green seems to have the most positive impact that you can have with the least
yellow.
Yeah. And then yellow after that, then I would say blue and red, right? Like
I would argue yellow's more than green because you do have like the yellow green guy, the yellow red guy, the yellow blue guy, and a lot of yellows.
You're right. Fair enough. I guess I didn't count those ones. Sorry.
And a lot of like yellows in between the okay and good tier, and then there's a lot of like just kind of wow, these are really niche green cards that I don't really think are particularly useful.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to uncommons so we're not here all night.
Sure.
Let's talk uncommons because I think this one, I think this feels a little bit easier. You have a couple I do not agree with in your uncommons in the probably bad, but we'll talk about that in a second. The commons I don't think I had really any qualms with. I agree with you 100% if you can get Arvel, B000 and BT1. I think you're doing very good. If you get those 3, you play red. There's no questions asked. Just play your red pool unless you have no other reds.
Arvel taking out like half of the whole design philosophy of the the set makes it pretty solid.
Yeah. And same with like you have the Jangos and Jango Fets and the Fens, right? You know, like which again, when we talk about like Tobias, right? Like I guess they don't work really well with Tobias, but like he can play both of them for the most part, you know. I guess Django costs a little bit more, but still, like the uncommons feel very. How do I say it? Like attached to the dual color type piece, right?
Yeah, a lot. Like all the there's so many really strong uncommon dual aspect cards.
Yes, and I think that like helps dictate your colors. Like if you don't get a lot of uncommons, like in what I would say, if you don't get a lot of uncommons that have the dual colors from the probably good, then it doesn't help dictate your pool. But if you do get quite a few of those uncommons, like especially the blue green, like I mean, it's really hard not to want to play some of those. Like I think what is Chino Fane is he's the 2/4, right?
Yeah, the 2/4 on attack, you and your opponent draw a card.
He's insane. Mm-hmm. He's amazing. Like I do not care what people say. He is amazing.
I think Hana's incredible as well. I do
too.
I think Hana's just like super underrated. Like just rate 2, restore 2, 3/5 for 4.
Yep. And that's one of the cards that I don't think we actually covered in our spoilers. I gave up covering the spoilers once they released a full set because I figured y'all could just go look at them. But I think, I agree with you. I think Chino Fei and I think Hana, like if you pull both of those as uncommons and you have 1 or 2 copies of them, you play blue-yellow or I'm sorry, blue-red. And like when we talk about if you get a saw, right, you're already halfway there.
Just choose a blue base.
You like those guys in Saw feel amazing because just being able to, your opponent gets to draw a card, whatever, who cares? But the Hana being able to restore, and then finally before they try to kill it, you get to kill it and give overwhelming raid. All right, screw you. Like you were gonna kill my guy. I'm gonna kill you first. I'm very happy you put Max Repo Band in the probably good too. Just as an FYI, I think
because that card's wild.
Good job. I love that card. That's one of my favorite cards.
At the end of your at the end of the phases.
Yep.
Just very, very, very strong. It's hard to out.
Yes, especially in sealed. Like.
Yeah. Also underrated card. I think C-3PO goes pretty hard in sealed formats. Because you are probably building your deck around your leader. He is a neutral green, 1/4, so he's not going to die on attack. Give an experience token to another non-leader unit that shares a trait with a friendly leader.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of underworld.
Yeah. So the two, I guess I actually have 3, and you're probably okay that I question. I question the sense of Kaz, and I think you and I already argued about this off camera, but I don't agree with you on sense of Kaz. I guess I would give her a star at least. If you don't get any upgrades, she's not that good. She's just okay.
She's incredible in Vel, and like if you have upgrades to put on her, that's great. If you don't, 3/5 for 3 ain't bad. But
she's just okay then. But I think she deserves the star if that's the case. The other one, you have Weasel. I guess you gave a star to Weasel. I think Weasel is really good. So
you need to go wide for Weasel, right? The 2/3 on attack of another unit, raid 2. Another friendly unit, raid 2. So like he's probably not a good first turn play, which is why I ranked him like lower, because like 2/3 for 2 is okay, but you're not like giving another unit raid 2, right?
Yes.
So you have to like play, like it takes 2 turns to set him up, and at that point, like they can probably just kill him.
Yeah.
So that's why he's okay to me.
Yeah, and I think if you're playing, I agree with you, and I think I think the fair thing is the star, right? Is because if you're playing against an aggro deck, right? Like against the aggro deck.
Yeah, they're not controlling your units. He's incredible as well.
Yes, and so like a lot of aggro will not try to do that, and then that's when he just like shines. But against a non-aggro like mid ranger, you're probably struggling to play him. The last one, and JJ will love this, is the Blade Wing. That is
Yeah.
the 6 cost 3/3 bounce whatever effing unit you want. I get that it is a very high cost to bounce a unit, but you also get a 3/3. It is a B-Wing, which is amazing. If you get Hera, you should be playing this just for theme.
It doesn't
right?
even activate Hera's ability. It's
I don't
not
care.
even heroic. It's just a neutral yellow.
I do not care. JJ, would you like to explain to him why Blade Wing is very thematic for Hera?
Yeah, because
I mean, Blade Wing was the original prototype for the B-Wing that Hera flew in Rebels.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was an X-wing.
we
You
get the
could
red
light an
B-Wing
epic
from.
and shoot a laser beam.
Dude, what did it do? Like add like 3 more results if you hit or something like that in epic? It was
It just
ridiculous.
flew through everything. Yeah, but like, I get it. But also, it's a 3/3 for 6.
I don't
Sure,
care.
it can bail you out of games, but that's an expensive bail me out of a game, which is why I believe it's okay.
We play expensive bail me out of games all the time. We're control
In
players,
constructed
Alex.
decks, yes. In sealed, not so much.
Well, we don't have other ways to bail ourselves. I will go on record. I will go on record and say if you're playing yellow, this is an auto include. It period. That I will go so far as to say that. On record, I will even wager a pack of law for it. Maybe it should be rift bound instead of law, but they're worth a little bit more. Sorry. Anyway,
because it's worthless to me.
yeah, you'll never take it from me. And in your probably bad, I like Kanan. I don't agree with. I think Kanan belongs in okay. Personally, sorry,
I am more down on Kanan than I believe a lot of other people are.
Yep.
Just in general, but I don't. 3/4 restore 1 for 4 isn't really that good stats, and like all you do is bounce something that costs 2 or less, which can be minorly impactful in a limited environment.
Yes.
Just at 4, it's kind of.
This weekend that card would have, if you had those color schemes that in Leia, that card would just be totes and goats. So, just so you know, I think the restore 1 also helps them. So
that's the only reason. That's like the 4 health is what kills him for me, honestly. Feels like a 2/5 restore 1. I think it'd be better than a 3/4 restore 1.
All right, fair enough. All right, anything else about uncommons, or should we just move on to rares at this point?
Let's go to rares.
Yeah, stockpile is a little bit hard for me, but like, don't do it in limited.
I don't think it's worth it in limited. Yeah, I think if
you're playing Krennic, it is, but that's about it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our rares. Again, Alex gave quite a few.
Dual aspect rares are so good.
Quite a few. Yellow has yellow rares. You just have off the charts here, buddy.
They're good.
I think I disagree with actually anything on here. At all. Actually, I don't think anything on here. Other than I'm sad that you put Fulcrum and probably bad, but I agree with you. But
Yeah.
I'm just sad by it. That's all.
Sure,
I agree with you. I'm just sad because that's
why. Man, +2/+2 for 5 with
yeah.
a limited rebel pool's kind of rough.
I agree. Other than I don't think anything Thermal Detonator, I do agree is probably just a bad card. If you're playing Sense Kaz, play Thermal Detonator, baby. She becomes Sentinel and you can just leave her sitting there. Anyway, I don't disagree with any of these. I think, I think the Jyn Erso almost belongs in a, you should definitely play this effing card if you get her. I think she's really good. And I also,
Chrysanthid is a really strong bomb.
Yes, Chrysanthid is great. Lots is amazing.
Volscaris' Defender's a menace.
Yep. What are you gonna do about it? As I say, and it has the extra health, right? So and we don't have perilous position anymore to play against it. We have nothing. Nothing kills that outside of just an actual kill spell, and you better hope you don't have a shield on that thing.
Right, and if you're playing Sebulba or Vader, giving it a shield's really good. But also if they have a big space unit, you just swing into their base and you do 1 damage to that space unit and exhaust it. It's just really, really good.
Yep. We learned that, right? From what was the leader? JJ, what was the leader that we learned exhausting units was good?
Wasn't it New Gunray? No, it wasn't.
There you go.
Yes, a new Gunray. We'll clip that right there. No, it was fucking Django. It was Django. Like that's where we learned about this.
Sorry, once something has been like banned, I just get it out of my head.
Okay,
I respect that, JJ.
You know, another side tangent. If we get Django back in Eternal, like let's play some Vault Scares, baby. Like I'm all for Django again. I'm excited to play Django. Give me Django in Eternal. Screw your force throw. You could throw force throw into the garbage. Just give me Django. Yeah. Outside of that, I genuinely don't disagree with like almost any of these. Like, yeah, like Chrysanthem's a bomb, Anakin's a bomb, KTOSO can be horrifically impactful. I think here we go. Here's where I disagree. Rose Tico should also be bumped up to insanely amazing. There you go.
I mean, she's in probably good.
She should be an amazing because I think she's amazing.
No amazing tier.
But she should be. That's where she belongs. She is. Okay. She is one of the, like, I think one of the best design cards of this set. Like, I love Rose Tico so much.
She's like the Corellian Hounds, but
she's better than the Corellian Hounds.
Yeah, you just have to have a non-unique unit.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to worry about if your opponent has no units. You just need another effing unit, which in fucking limited you get. Like, we're gonna have tons of these non-unique units. So
yep.
Obviously,
if you get like Saboba's like pod racer, like, and you have Saboba, you play Saboba's pod racer there. Otherwise, like, it's not a good card.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so like some of them are like, well, this isn't probably bad, but like circumstantially.
That's the same thing with Enfys Nest helmet, right? Like, if you have Enfys Nest, you play her helmet. Like, it's that, whatever. Like, that makes sense. You don't play it if you don't have her. Fear and Deadman is really designed for Vader. If you're playing Vader, you have
still a little bit iffy.
No, it's an amazing card if you're playing Vader. Just wait till I break it. Just wait till I break it.
Just in limited?
No, in Premiere.
That's my point. This is limited.
I know. I still think it's okay in limited. If you're playing Vader, I don't know what other. I guess maybe Saboba. I no.
I try not to rely on my 2 top decked cards for my strategy in limited.
Yeah. I do agree with the Asajj Ventress. I actually think that should be moved down farther into the why the fuck did they create this card. Sorry, like, I don't get it.
It's just in the wrong color. If it was green yellow, it'd be a lot better.
It makes no sense to me. So,
but there's not enough like bounty hunters to really justify like running that.
Yeah. So I don't know. These are the rares. You're gonna get 2, maybe 3 of them in your whole pool if you're lucky. If you're lucky, you get 6
for the colors that you're playing, right?
Yeah. Yes. All right. Let's move on to the legendaries. Are like the last thing, and I will. There's one on here I 100% disagree with you on. So.
Is it the middle one?
The middle one?
I mean, we'll talk about it, I guess.
It's not single reactor ignition, if that's what you're asking, though. That I agree with you, because like by the time you get to 8 resources, like,
do you want to wipe your own board?
Yeah. So I agree with you on that one. That's whatever.
Which, I mean, like, for the legendaries, most of them are very good. The dual aspect ones tend to be very good. Like, I think like Chewbacca is fine. Like, if you can start getting them to going, which is probably more likely in limited than it would be in Premiere, and just being able to just decimate all their units seems pretty good. Like Obi-Wan, just a huge Sentinel Mandalorian, shielded and draws you cards. Like Maul just takes their stuff. Luke is just, deal 5 or ready him, and he hits really hard. The Stranger's just an incredible ambush. Hondo, I think, is interesting just because you know what's coming up in your deck, so you kind of like mitigate some of the luck or like the guesswork that you have to typically do in limited. And like, he's sticky mostly. It's just like he's a 3/7, so he's just kind of around. And also, like, if your hand is bad and you can't play it, just playing the top card of your deck and it's just another card you can play, which is really good.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Thrawn. I don't know, like
Yeah, as I have foreseen.
Yeah.
I'm just sad that Max Rebo's ban just are
hold
not
on.
legendaries this
set. Hold on, JJ. We're gonna come to that. We're gonna come to that. That's some foreshadowing of what Tanner disagrees with Alex on.
Wild to me. I mean, Lawbringer, Ray, Persecutor, Liberty are just really good game enders.
Yeah.
I think Cad Bane is okay. I think he's better in Limited than he is in Premier, mostly because he's just a 6/6 shielded overwhelm, and occasionally you can pump him. We already talked about single reaction ignition. Maz Kanata is kind of just like a must kill. There's enough Underworld, especially in green, yellow, to like have that be rather impactful.
Yeah, I don't like this. I think Maz gets kind of a star. Like, I kind of think if you have the green yellow pool and you get her, she's actually really good.
4/4 for 5 that can be taken out around that time that she drops because it is an on attack.
Sure, I agree. I don't know. I expect if you're able to build credits, and I don't know. I've been playing her in Lando, I guess maybe too much, and maybe that's my like.
She just needs to live. Like, that's the thing. Like, if she lives, she can have an impact.
Yeah.
If she doesn't, which is not super difficult at 5 resources to kill something with 4 health. I think the Intimidator's fine if you happen to get up there. Like, you should end games there.
Yeah, you win. If you get to 11 resources, you should win.
I don't hate it for your deck. Like, I wouldn't like auto included, but like it is a nice finisher. I think Ben Solo is better than people give him credit for. I think he's a little bit weirder in sealed because like getting up to that number of resources can be difficult, but that's a very impactful play. L3, I don't think there's enough droids. I mean, a lot of the droids are red-green, so that kind of works, but I don't think there's enough droids for L3 to have an impact. Anakin's Pod Racer.
Nope.
I have it between there. We already discussed that last podcast. It's cool, kind of.
I'm down on it now. Sorry, just like I'll play.
You always were down on it.
No, I used to be high on it.
Oh, really?
No, yeah. Before we had last podcast, I thought it was a great card. Like, I had it in a lot of my decks, and now I don't understand why we have this card anymore. Like, now I'm really down on it. Now it's like, if you can't use it, it's worthless to me.
It's real cool if you have the initiative.
That's it. Yep. If you don't have initiative, throw it in the garbage. I guess, like, how about this? It's like, remember Allegiant Pride, like generally Allegiant Pride.
Mm-hmm.
Great if you have Boba and have the initiative. If you don't, the card goes away. Like, I just resource it. I don't want it no more.
I don't think Tear the Ship Apart's good and limited. I guess you can play if they like resourced a bomb, which they shouldn't, but sometimes that happens. Like, that can be cool, but that's about it. And apparently this is the last card you have an issue with. I don't think Max Rebo is that great of a card for limited.
I love it. I don't care. Nope. I think that card's a great card.
Just because you think it's cool.
Sure.
Like, no, that's your only justification.
No, it's not my only justification. Okay, so let me go back. The reason I like Max Rebo, and I can't remember if we talked about this last week or if it was just you and me arguing about this. The reason I like Max Rebo is because it allows your 6-cost leader to be able to skip a churn, an impactful churn. I think in limited, again, this is why I think it's okay. I don't think this is in the probably good. It's in the okay. And that's because if you can play a green-yellow suite, or if you have a couple of them or something, I don't know, like, and you have the ability to use your base to affect it, I think if you're playing a 6-cost or 7-cost leader, this is really good. So if I play Krennic Yellow, which, by the way, is a high probability in sealed right now.
Krennic would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in Lando, it's great. If I'm playing in Val,
your late game decks.
Yes, anything that I have good bombs with, which is why I would put this in okay. Like, I will not tell you this is like a probably good. You should definitely include this card, but
no, I don't think you considered the 5-cost leaders. Most of them are just not the ones you want to play. The 5-cost leaders are Tobias, Callus is the impactful one, Jin, Boba Fett, Leia, Hera, Enfys, the Client, and Han. All of those are not something I would want to play. I don't care if I can bring my 6-cost leader out before their 5-cost leader, because their 5-cost leader is not going to have nearly as much of an impact in limited.
Fair enough.
Like
Well-
the best one of those is Callus, and the second best one of those is Jin, Enfys, Hera, maybe. Like that's a noticeable drop off, I think.
Yeah, and that's fair. In that aspect, I think it's fair. Like, I don't disagree with you in that piece of it. I just think that being able to skip a churn can be insanely impactful. And maybe this is just because I play control and I like to play weird stuff too. And like, I've been having some really good success with Max Rebo in Premiere, or whatever you want to call it. Again, we're talking about a card. What's the probability you're going to get this card, right? Like, I mean,
Sure.
like, we're arguing over a very minimal instance of getting this card. But if how
You're
about
the
this?
one that was offended about it.
I'm not offended. No, I think it's better than bad. I think it's probably okay. That's my stance on that card. Would I put it in the probably good to build a deck around it? Absolutely not. If I'm playing that color suite, or if I'm playing Saw for whatever reason, I'm playing this card.
I don't like giving my opponent more opportunities to out my stuff, which giving them 2 extra cards and a resource allows for them to do.
I mean, Val gives people resources, so there you go. We've learned it.
Right. It's the 2 extra cards that's the like, and not literally resource. I mean, like the resources as in like the means to deal with what I have.
I guess. Again, I don't know. We'll see when it flushes out if it makes the cut.
That's
or
my
not.
main concern about it.
Yeah. We'll see when it flushes out if it makes the cut.
Also, I don't have it on these sheets. I wouldn't play any of the rare bases.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but I think I agree with you. I didn't see.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see any of those rare bases actually being impactful.
They're only 1 health down, so it's not like a huge impact. But with like a limited pool, having the ability to ignore the colored aspects seems a lot better than like sacrificing one of your own things for a marginal benefit.
I agree with you, and I we'll talk about the rare bases later because I think that there's some discussion in Premiere that they could probably be better than what they are. I'll be honest, I'm not like super sold on these 27 health bases either. But this is what we get in limited, so I mean,
I think it like makes the pool functional.
Yes.
I'm still the jury's out on whether I would play any of these in Premiere.